On this week's home front, the fight against veteran homelessness. The Dallas City Council just voted to transfer vacant, city-owned land to a nonprofit organization. It's planning to build a neighborhood of tiny homes for unhoused vets, and this is a rendering of what it will look like. The group behind it is called the Veterans Community Project, and this Dallas site will be the 7th village that its teams have built. Co-founder of the group and Marine veteran Bryan Meyer is joining us now to talk a little bit about this. All right, Bryan, as I said, Dallas is actually the 7th city with a tiny house village like this. What's the immediate impact for veterans who end up staying here?
First of all, thank you for having me. And the immediate impact for the veterans we serve is really what we find to be a renewed sense of dignity. These homes are, even though they're smaller, they're built just like your home or my home. So when they move in, we are instantly able to provide them with on-site wraparound case management. They have their own front door, their own bathroom, and really just providing that dignity of home, we feel like is the single largest impact we provide.
And there is community. You can't avoid it, right? When these homes are close together, there's also sort of a gathering space. And I saw that there is a dog park. So talk to us about the services and the kind of connection that you see between this and mental health outcomes.
Absolutely. We always say Veterans Community Project, community's in the middle name for a reason. That's not only because we rely on the support of the community, philanthropically and things like that, but also the community that we create within inside each of these villages. Everybody living there has this same shared experience of military service. So that creates instant connection. Then we provide on-site case management. We bring in other service providers. We have that dog park, the gathering spaces, barbecue pits, because we want them to feel like that they are no longer alone. They have their home, and the community is really wrapping their arms around them, including their other neighbors, in order to get them back on their feet and find them a long-term permanent housing solution.
You are one piece of the puzzle here when it comes to solving veteran homelessness. What else do you think that policymakers, whether it is local in Dallas or other cities, or nationally here in Washington, need to consider to help these folks?
I think at a local level, we really try to get across the fact that veteran homelessness often seems like such a larger issue or a federal government only issue or VA issue. And what we're trying to do with projects like these is empower local municipalities, local leaders, local decision makers to say, look, we don't have to wait on somebody else to fix this. We can fix this. We don't have to wait on somebody else to come in. I mean, down in Dallas, it was Councilman Maxie Johnson, who was really a huge advocate of bringing us there, but also philanthropic people in the community that wanted to support this and wanted to say, at a local level, we can fix this issue. Now, at a more national level, states have been really great about helping us fund these things. And we are in active conversations with federal government and the VA. They're our partners. We're one piece of the puzzle. It takes a lot of different pieces to address this issue.
Yeah, and you have to raise, is that right, $15 million in total for this particular project? That's not always easy. How are you going about this? What kind of fundraising support are you looking for?
You're absolutely right. We do have to raise $15 million for it. It's really important to us that we stay funded privately. It allows us to do some really unique things that contributes to, we have an 85% positive transition rate. And we believe a lot of the private funding, the things we're able to do with that contribute to that. So I think that what we've seen is communities wrap their arms around it and stand up and say like, hey, I want to do more than like stand up and clap for a veteran at a ball game. I want to do something really meaningful. And this is a meaningful way to do that. You can get your hands on it, contribute financially, and basically take care of veterans in your community.
It's really fascinating, Bryan, which is why we wanted to have you on to talk about it. It's just so interesting to see what you're doing there in Dallas and other cities. Bryan Meyer, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.